can't do. There ain't nothing I can't do. There ain't nothing I can't do. I can't do. There ain't nothing I can't do. There ain't nothing I can't do. Look, it ain't nothing I can't do. Might walk on hard. I won't lose still. Gotta go hard. But I ain't gotta do it myself.
Yeah, welcome to United.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
What's going down? Let's go. Get excited. It's going to be a great night tonight. Yeah, let me see you dancing. Come on. Come on, everybody on your feet. Everybody on your feet. Nobody sitting down. Everybody on your feet. There you go.
Y'all come on in, fill up the front rows. Fill up the front rows. I don't want to see anyone in the back. Y'all need to come on to the front.
Yeah, come on.
Who's excited for tonight? We got a couple of people excited. Y'all are awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Keep coming in, keep coming in. Fill up the front rows.
All right, I need everybody on their feet. Everybody on their feet. Come on.
Everyone on your feet and on your phones. We're going to be playing Kahoot.
Yes, we're going to play a game of Kahoot. So I need everybody to sign in right now. Get your phone out.
Bonus points if you got the best name.
Get your phone out and sign in real quick because we're going to play a game. And actually, you can have a seat because we're going to do Kahoot so you can be sitting down.
Honest Hamster? Who's Honest Hamster? There you go. Noble Shark.
Yeah, I like that name.
Okay, Bruce from Finding Nemo.
Come on, sign it. If you're just walking in, we're going to play a game of Kahoot right now. So make sure that you sign in right now. We're going to get it started like in 1 minute. So let's go. Sign in right now. Get your phone out and sign in right now. Let's go.
Who thinks they're going to win Kahoot? Who thinks we got a winner?
All right, we got 2 people.
Yeah? We'll see, we'll see. What's your name? What's your name on screen? Panda? Diplomat Bat. That's an awesome name. Diplomat Bat. Y'all keep coming in, keep signing into Kahoot. Let's get ready for this game.
Hey, sign in. We got 1 more minute. We'll get started with the Kahoot. Come on. I need everybody to sign in. Only 73 people have signed in. Let's go.
Come on, sign in. Let's get to 100. Let's get to 100 players.
Let's get to 100, and then we'll get it started. Ready? Come on. Let's go. Get your phone out, and let's get this party started. Come on in, come on in. Welcome to United. Woo! Make sure that you get your phone ready to play some Kahoot. Sign in. Let's go. We're almost there. 88, 92. Come on, 94. There you go. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
There we go, there we go. Oh, someone dropped out.
Oh, come on.
They keep dropping in and out.
Let's wait until 100. 6 minutes. Right at 6 minutes, we'll get started. See if we get more people sign in. You got 15 seconds to sign in. 15, 12. There you go. 10 seconds to sign in. Come on. 106. Let's go.
5 more minutes to sign up. Quick, quick, quick.
All right. Let's get it started. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Here's the first question.
First question.
Oh, gosh.
Count myself a king of infinite space.
Woo. Is that a rapper or Shakespeare?
Who said this?
Who said that? Shakespeare. There you go.
Shakespeare, wow.
All right, Silver Badger. There
Silver
you
Badger
go.
takes the lead.
Let's look at the next question. My words fly up, my thoughts remain below. Who said that?
Was it Shakespeare or a rapper?
Shakespeare.
Ooh, Shakespeare. What? Wow. Shakespeare got bars.
All right, Classy Rabbit, you're doing good. Next question, Angel.
Men at some time are masters of their fate. Fate.
I'm gonna guess a rapper said that. Don't trust me though.
Shakespeare.
See, I told you, don't
whoa.
trust me. All right, let's see who's in the lead right now. Classy Rabbit, you're doing good. All right. Oh, who said this?
Holla, holla.
How many of you say rapper? Well, I have no idea. I bet he was Shakespeare.
I think Shakespeare said this. He was ahead of his time. Oh, they both said
rap? Oh, they both said it. No, but he was a rapper. All right. Classy Rabbit is still in the lead. All right. Next question. I'll teach you how to flow. Who said that? I think he was a rapper.
Rapper said it?
I would guess a rapper.
Shakespeare.
What?
I'm telling you, man. Shakespeare was ahead of his time.
Hey, the winner's gonna get a free slushie, so get ready.
To destroy the beauty from which one came. That's a good verse.
I'm gonna say rapper on this one. That sounds like a rap. There you go,
That's
see?
a rapper.
It was a rapper. Oh,
Anyone know which
Artie,
rapper?
There you go. We got 2 more questions. The most benevolent king communicates through your dreams. I think that's Shakespeare.
I mean, what a line, though. The most benevolent king communicates through your dreams.
I don't even know what he means.
Mind blown.
It was a rapper. All right.
rapper.
All right, last question for a free slushie. That's all. That's an ill phrase.
That's an ill phrase, bro.
I can't even read that thing, man.
That must mean Shakespeare wrote it. If you
It
can't
must
read
be
it,
Shakespeare,
wrote
yeah.
it. Yeah, Shakespeare.
All right, let's see who
Who's
the
our
winner
winner?
is.
Who's our winner?
Third place, we got Genie's Kidding. All right.
Nice.
Second place,
Giving Wombat.
And in first place,
Arctic and shit.
where's she at? Where's she at? Come and get your free slushie. Let's go. Who wants some? Hey, do you guys want some candy? All right, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up.
Y'all get up.
Stand up, stand up. If you want some candy, get on your feet.
I can't hear y'all. I can't hear y'all.
Make some noise if you want some candy. Throw it to the back. Throw it to the back, bro.
I'm gonna show my people in the back some love.
I think this crowd doesn't want any candy. You want some candy?
I tried, bro.
Get it. Get some
Hey, call me
candy.
Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, who wants a free slushie? I got a free slushie.
No, they don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want it.
They don't want it?
They don't want it.
They don't really want it? I'm gonna throw this slushie. Y'all ready? Oh, snap. Oh!
He poked his eye
Get
out.
that free slushie.
Who wants more
We
candy?
got 1 more minute. Let's get that candy out there. Don't get on stage. We got
Y'all
one
need
more
some love over
minute.
here, right?
One
Y'all
more
need some
minute.
love.
1 more minute. I got
The
one more
last
slushie.
piece.
There we go.
Who wants it?
There it
Who
is.
wants it? The last piece.
Ouch. Hey, don't throw the candy back at me. All right, let's watch a video. Let's go.
Hey, do you like games? I mean, do you really like games? Okay, because check it out. Angel and I, we've come up with a killer game for you guys, all right? So, what we need to do is we need to pick 2 students.
We need 2 of y'all.
Here's what I say. I say we go for a high schooler and a middle schooler.
All right, let's do that. Let's do that.
Let's do it.
Let me get a middle schooler. Where my middle schoolers at? All right, let's go. We got you. What's her name? Ashton. Nice to meet you, Ashton.
All right, now we need a high schooler.
High schooler from this side. First one up. Come here, buddy. Come up here.
All right, guys. You guys want to know how this works? All right, so here's how this game works. You guys are my crowd. Let me hear you say, crowd. All right, so here's what we're doing. You guys are going to guess, all right? There is going to be, up here, there's going to be something that they're going to do, like charades, right? And so these guys are not going to know what it is, and you have to act it out. Does that make sense? So you guys are acting it out. So if it's like Thanksgiving dinner, you're like, I don't know, what are you going to do? A hot dog, right? You guys as the crowd are acting it out, and these guys are trying to guess. Now check it. They have these earphones on, so they can't hear, you can't be yelling out what it is, all right? You guys get the game? All right.
Who's
All
rooting
right.
for Ashton? Let's make some noise for Iggy. Underdog. If you want to step closer, step up. All right, this side of the crowd, you're going to have to help her out, act out the word for her. And then this side of the crowd, act out the word for him, all right? Put on headphones. Do not cheat. Do not look back here, all right? Ready? First word. What are they doing? She got it. Throw in the football.
All right, she got it.
She got her first point, Ashton.
All right, now it's this guy's turn. All right, we ready? All right, let's go.
What are they doing?
Oh, Starbucks. You're drinking it. Drinking coffee. What?
Crowd, help her out. We need better actors.
Okay, you're drinking.
What's that over there?
A hoop, a bowl. What is that? I can't. I'm blind. It's a pumpkin. Pumpkin spice latte.
Boom, pumpkin spice latte. All right. So we got a tie game. All right, here we go.
Next one. What would you say? Baseball, yeah, baseball. No, don't spell it out. She said baseball. Help her out. Baseball, what? Is that? Yeah, which one?
All right, let's count her down. She's got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And your final answer.
She almost had it. What was your answer? Winning a baseball game.
All right, here
She
we
got
go.
winning a baseball game.
All right, here we go. Is this guy's turn?
She gets the point.
Stabbing someone, he says.
Body slam.
Body slam.
You're
Riding something.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot.
We need some better actors. Come on, help me out.
Still alive. No big.
Tug of war.
Shoot a shot. I'm coming in.
Look at Catherine.
Yeah. Coming in hot. 'Cause like
Any guesses?
All right, we're gonna count them down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Black Friday shopping. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do one more. This is a tiebreaker. Are you ready? All right, here we go. We're gonna have them both working on it, okay? So they're both gonna guess the same thing. All right, you're gonna guess the same
Last
thing.
word.
So this side of the room over here and this side of the room over here. We ready? All right, let's go.
Yeah. Eating.
Thanksgiving. Woo! All right. Good job. Way to play. Good game, guys. All right, everybody take your seats.
You almost had it.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, y'all give it up for those students. Yeah, make some noise. Yeah. All right, so, hey, I have some announcements for all of us tonight. So, if I can get those announcements. There we go. So, welcome to United. Obviously, we're so glad that you guys are here. How many of you are excited to be here at United? Yeah? Awesome. Hey, we're so glad that you guys are here. So we hope you guys have a great time tonight. But hey, listen up. If you want to join a small group, if you're still not in a group, we want you to join a small group, right? That's when you get together with like people your age and you have a small group leader. Hey, listen up right here. Hey, all of you, listen up to these announcements. We want all of you to be part of a small group. If you still haven't joined a small group, all you got to do is you got to text student groups to a number that's on the screen that I don't remember the number. I think it's 20411. There you go. I'm glad that you guys know this number better than I do. Oh, it's over there. Okay, that's why y'all know it. Okay, so text student groups to that number and we'll get you plugged into one of the groups. Also, remember that we have t-shirts for sale. How many of you have bought a t-shirt already? All right, a couple of you. Hey, listen up. You need to buy a t-shirt today and go and wear it at school or at home with your friends and all that stuff so everybody knows about United and you look super cool. They're on sale right now, so go and get yourself one of those. Hey, so no, we're not going to have United during the Thanksgiving break. That's going to be November 25th. There will be no United, so make sure to not show up over here because there's going to be nobody. You're going to be here by yourself, and the doors are going to be locked, and you're going to be like, what am I doing? I should be at home with my family. So no United on November 25th. Also, United Excel is coming up on December the 9th. Hey, how many of you enjoyed last week as we had our first ever United Excel? I think it was a great time. So get ready, save the date. It's gonna be December the 9th. That's our next United Excel. Also, remember that we have social media. So if you're not following us on social media yet, make sure that you do that. We have Instagram, so that way you can keep up with everything that's happening with the student ministry and see pictures and all that good stuff. So now, I have a couple of things for you guys. I need everybody's attention right now. Shh. I need everybody's attention. Right now. This is very serious what I'm about to tell you. So hey, we love that you guys come every week. And we love that you guys are like take the time to be here and spend that time with your friends here and all that stuff. There's a couple of rules that we want to remind everybody. First of all, we want you guys to respect this place. Y'all need to, when you come inside the pier and you're in this area, we need you guys to respect the place. And that includes like, man, when you're in this auditorium and you're like eating some chips or something like that, don't just like put the trash on the ground. You know what you do? You pick it up and you take it to the trash. It's that simple. But that shows that you're respecting this place. Also, when you're in here, man, you can't just like use foul language. You can't just come in here and just like talk to people and curse them with your words. You know, the Word of God says that we need to bless one another with our words. So when you come in here, man, we need you to love one another with the way you speak to one another. And be careful because we're paying attention to this and we may have to talk to you in private about this, but just no foul language when you're here at United. Also, when you come here, you can't just come here and be like, hey, you know what? I want to go to Target. I'm just going to go in and walk over there to Target. You cannot do that, right? When you come in here, you need to stay in here you need to stay in here until we're done, and then you can go and like hang out at Target and whatever you want to do. But when you're here, when your parents drop you off here at United, you need to stay here on campus. And also, we want to remind all of you guys about our dress code. Listen, if what you're wearing, they wouldn't allow you to wear it at school, then you shouldn't wear it here at church either, right? So this is for everybody, guys and girls. Make sure that you guys check your dress code so that when you walk in here, you will be respecting this place. Also, we want you guys to respect every person. Honor people when they're worshiping. Like, man, right now that I'm talking and you're talking to, that's disrespectful. So just think about that. When someone's over here talking, or when we're leading worship and people are worshiping and you're just talking with your friends, you're not honoring people. And people come here and some people want to engage in worship and they want to hear from God. And when you're over here just talking, you're disrespecting everybody around you. And we need you to come and honor people as they're worshiping. Don't be disruptive. You know, don't be on your phone. Like if, for example, you want to take a picture of United or like send a quick text, that's okay. But we want you to be off your phone. You know why? So that God can speak to you. So that you can actually pay attention and open up your heart and engage in worship. And you will see how God is going to use this time while you're here at United. And the last thing is, guys, no PDA. Public display of affection. Right? I know some of you, maybe you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend that comes here with you and all that stuff. And look, shh, hey, listen up. When you're in this place, we need you to respect this place and respect the people around you. So there's no PDA allowed while you're here at United. Hey, look, we want you guys to come and have a great time. But more than that, we want you guys to come and hear from God. Because we love you, but we love Jesus even more, okay? So why don't we stand and we get ready to worship.
What's up, United students? How are we doing tonight? We doing well? Well, hey, we're going to worship together tonight. Sing about the salvation that we have in Jesus. I saw Satan fall like lightning. I saw darkness run for cover. But the miracle that I just can't get over, my name is registered in heaven. I believe in signs and wonders, and I have resurrection power. Yes, I do. Still the miracle that I just can't get over, my name is registered in heaven. Oh, my praise belongs to you forever. Come on, we sing it out. This is my testimony from death to life, 'cause Christ rewrote my story. I'll testify by Jesus Christ the righteous, I'm justified. This is my testimony. This is my testimony. While we sing it out, come together. Come together, sons and daughters. Bought with blood and washed in water. Sing the praises of the Spirit, Son, and Father. Our God will finish what He started. Our God will finish what He started. Yeah. This is my testimony from death to life, 'cause grace rewrote my story. I'll testify by Jesus Christ the righteous, I'm justified. This is my testimony. This is my testimony. All right, come on, do we believe tonight? If I'm not dead, He's not done. If I'm not dead, you're testimony from death to life. 'Cause grace rewrote my story. I'll testify by Jesus Christ the righteous. I'll testify. This is my testimony. Oh, I'm alive. This is my testimony from death to life. 'Cause grace rewrote my story. I'll testify by Jesus Christ the righteous. I'm justified. This is my testimony. This is my testimony. We believe in love. Oh, this is my testimony. You're letting Hallelujah. Come on, we give him a shout of praise tonight. Lift him high.
And I searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. And mountains and praise and treasures that fade are never enough. Oh, you came, and you came along, put me back together. And every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Oh, we say, whoa, there's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Oh, I'm not singing with us, at this time you can go ahead and take a seat.
Turn my minutes into hours. You got more than 20/20, babe. Made a glass the way you see through me. You know me better than I do. Can't seem to keep nothing from you. How you touch my soul from the outside.
Anybody know this? Sing it out.
My ego and
No
my
Ariana
pride.
Grande fans in the
I
house?
wanna love me the way that you love me.
Oh, I see you. I see you.
Oh, from all of my pretty and all of my ugly too. I love to see me from your point of view.
Man, hey, listen, we are so excited that you guys are here tonight. And if you haven't heard that song, it's Ariana Grande, Point of View, POV. And it is currently in the top 5 right now on the most listened to and talked to songs on iTunes. Now, here's the thing. Listen up, is that I believe in the history of music, there have been some really dumb songs in the world, okay? Like, I don't know, so like there's a song growing up for me that kind of growing up, it was a song that went, don't go chasing waterfalls. And you're, okay, like you've listened to that, but you're like, why in the world would I go chase a waterfall? Like, that's the dumbest thing. Like, the waterfall, if it's there, it's there, all right? I don't have to go chasing it. I can just go walk up to Billy Ray Cyrus. Like, he may be a thing now, but, like, I came back in the day, he was a one-hit wonder. And, like, don't tell my heart, my achy, breaky heart, I just don't think he'd understand. No joke, he wouldn't understand because it's your heart. Like, I mean, like, it's here. It is an organ with that. But here's what I know is that Ariana Grande, who you definitely know who she is, the thing that I find interesting about this song, that it comes down to this idea of wanting somebody to understand a point of view. Why do I think that this is crucial and important? Is the same reason that you and I are here. Now, several of you came here for one of 3 reasons. You came here tonight for one of 3 reasons. One, because mommy, daddy, grandpa, grandma, aunt, uncle, somebody made you come. You didn't have a choice. Some of you in this room came because you wanted somewhere to be. This is where you show up on a Wednesday night, but you just wanted somewhere to be. It's the same reason that you snap on the gram and that you go Insta on the chat, right? It's the same reason that you do that. Why? Because it's a sense of belonging. Some of you guys will get that later, like it was intentional, okay? I'm not just like freaking old, all right? All right, but here's the thing. Is that you showed up because somebody made you showed up because you wanted a place to be, or you truly showed up because you wanted to understand more or learn more or grow more in your relationship with this God of the universe. And you want to know what all 3 of these things have in common? The same thing that POV by Ariana Grande has in common, that it all has to do with this idea of belonging. It all has to do with this idea of acceptance. And there's not a single one of you that is in this room right here, right now, whether you're talking to the person next to you or you're here and you're trying to be in tune with what God wants to speak to you tonight. But every single one of us desires this idea of belonging. You want somebody to care about you. You want somebody to love you. You want somebody to accept you. You want someone to know who you are. And I want you to know here tonight that is all really fine and good, but I need you to understand it's also the way that the God of the universe, that he wired you. Did you know in the beginning of time what we find in the scriptures, the Holy Scriptures, which hopefully you understand that every time you step foot in here, that we're going to open God's truth. Why? Because as Pastor Josh said this past week, it's not just an old book, it is a timeless book. It's not just something of the past, it's something of the past, present, and the future. And the truth is that what we find in the scriptures in the book of Genesis, that God created this guy by the name of Adam, right? He creates Adam, and then he looks at Adam and he says, it's not good for him to be alone. It's not good for Adam to be alone. Why? Because isn't God good enough? Why? Like God created Adam, isn't that enough? Yes, but God is not like us. He is far greater. He is far better. That God is not on our level. And so God looked at Adam and says, we need somebody that on your level to walk beside you. And so out of that, he created Eve, right? So we have Adam and Eve in this moment, and we hear this idea in the context of maybe marriage or dating. You're like, yeah, that's why I'm living like I'm just trying to get with that guy, or I'm trying to just get with that girl, and I can't wait till that date I start a family and all those things. No. But when God said it's not good for Adam to be alone, he's actually saying, hey, man, like we've got to have healthy relationships around us. We've got to begin to have healthy relationships because of the idea that the same way that sin entered the world, right? Follow with me for just a moment. Follow with me for just a second, because in the same way there in the Garden of Eden that you had Adam and Eve, and then the serpent slips into the picture, right? And he says, God, you can be like God. You can be accepted as an equal as God. So it was this desire of acceptance that God, that the enemy says, hey, I'm going to use this against you. And so what happened is that Adam and Eve took part of the fruit which was against God's plan and God's desire and what he had commanded. And guess what? Sin entered the world. Why? Because of a desire of acceptance. And at the end of the day, we've got to understand really important is that just because we're accepted does not mean we're loved. But if we're truly loved, then that means we are accepted. And this is where we're going to really begin to dig into tonight. But can I pitch it to you a different way? For those of you who don't know me, I have a beautiful wife. Her name is Annie. Annie's a nurse in Dallas. We have a beautiful, she's blonde hair, blue eyes. By the grace of God, we have a 2-year-old son. Luckily, he looks like her, but has my personality. And by the end of the day, here's a blonde hair, blue eyes, 2-year-old. He's a handful, but he's super awesome. I absolutely love him. You may see him around. His name's Bo. And listen, but Annie and I were taking a trip a couple years ago, and we went out to San Diego. And I don't know if you've ever been out to San Diego. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. It was just her and I, and we were having a good time. And at the end of one night, we had been out to dinner, and I opened my wallet, and I got ready to pay. And guess what? Look, I'm not that bougie, but it made me feel this way. I gave a $100 bill. I didn't play with plastic, man. It just made me feel fancy throwing out that $100 bill. So I threw that $100 bill down. The guy says, "Okay, great. Thank you so much." So he took it off. He went off, and he came back, and he said, "Sir, I can't accept this." And I said, "Hold up, you don't take cash? Like, what is this?" And so like he gave it, he says, "No, it's fake." And I said, how is it fake? Like, I didn't just print this at home. Like, I mean, it's not just one of my things. And somehow in the transition, I ended up with a fake $100 bill. And here's the thing about counterfeit money or counterfeit things is that you think that it gains you value when in the end, it really ends up stealing value from you. Like when I pulled out that $100 bill, it made me kind of feel kind of cool just handing a Benjamin Franklin on the table, just saying, "Here you go." And it made me feel kind of good if you rolling around with that kind of dough in your pocket. And I thought it increased my value, but guess what? Is that it's something counterfeit ended up making my value less. It went down. You see, tonight we're going to be jumping in a series that we're going to be talking through over the next few weeks, this idea of friendships. Why is this important? It goes back to this idea of acceptance, right? That we all have different circles. We have a desire to love people. We have a desire for people to love us, to accept us, to be with us. We want people to socialize with, right? Like you want to have people to talk with. No one grows up their entire life saying, "I don't want to meet another soul. I don't want to be another person. I don't want any of these things." Why? Because God desires for us to live with people, right? He desires for us to be in community with people, but to have friends with people. And so all of these things are incredibly, incredibly important. But I need you to understand that when you come here on a Wednesday night, that is our heart for you. That's why you hear us talk about groups, about how, like, hey, we want to get you into a group. And so we want you to text 20411, and we want you to text groups to 20411. Why? Because we believe in Christ-centered relationships. But at the end of the day, I need you to understand something really big that we're going to begin to jump into tonight. That you were never meant to live life alone. Say that with me. Never meant to live life alone. One more time. Never meant to live life alone. Here's the thing. Tonight we're going to jump into the scriptures, and I want to introduce you to a guy by the name of Solomon. Everybody say Solomon. All right, so Solomon, if you grew up around the church, you grew up in the church, if you grew up maybe hearing a little bit of anything, let me give you a little bit of backstory, okay? Is that okay? Is that cool? Thumbs up, cool, awesome, follow along. Here we go. All right, this dude by the name of Solomon, he enters the picture. But first let's talk about his daddy. All right, so his daddy, his name was a guy by the name of David. Now, even if you didn't grow up in church, you probably heard the story about David and Goliath, right? You've probably heard the story about David and Goliath, right? The little boy took a stone, went boom, giant fell, boom. All right, and so there we go, David and Goliath. Well, guess what? David grows up to be king. He grows up to be king, same guy that looked out at his rooftop and he said, what's up, girl Bathsheba, how you doing? All right, but at the same time, with that, what ends up happening is that David is known as a man after God's own heart. What an incredible title. What an incredible honor that the God of the universe says, this man desires to pursue me, to love me, to care for me. Enters the picture is his son by the name of Solomon, who is going to inherit the throne. He's going to be the king of what is known as Israel at the time. And so King Solomon comes into play, and for a brief moment, the God of the universe plays a little genie in the bottle moment, which sometimes we kind of wish, hey, that's kind of cool. Why didn't he do that with us? Why? Because, you know what, he loves us too much to give us whatever we want. That's the truth of the matter. But God says, hey, Solomon, what do you want? If I could give you one thing, what would it be? Solomon thought about it, man. Money, which money a lot of us choose? Nope. Friendships, which a lot of us would choose? Nope. Healthy relationships, some of us would choose? Nope. Possessions, all these things? No. Solomon said, give me wisdom. He said, give me wisdom. And the thing that God said in this moment is that it shall be given to you. And so God grants Solomon wisdom. And so if you know anything about Solomon, Solomon is known as the wisest man to ever walk the face of the earth outside of Jesus himself. Guess what? That's not your title. That's Solomon's title. Some of you guys think you're super smart. But quite frankly, you're kind of an idiot, all right, if I'm going to be honest. But here's the thing. But here, you make just dumb choices sometimes, all right? Let's be real. All right? Some of you, like as you're talking to your friends right now, you're going like, man, hey, I want to miss out. You know what? I'm going to be kind of dumb in this moment because I'm going to chat with my friend instead of tuning into the God of the universe. I'm just saying. You're missing out on something great. But here's the thing. Here's the thing is that Solomon jumps into the picture. And what we find in the Holy Scriptures of God's truth is that Solomon speaks out in about 3 different books. A book of Proverbs, which, by the way, if you know anything about the book of Proverbs, if you're in this room and you're going like, man, I've grown up listening to church, I've going to church, but you know what? I don't really I don't really know where to read in the Bible. Jump into the book of Proverbs, man. You want to talk about day-to-day practical steps about how to pursue God. Super easy to read. Jump into the book of Proverbs. So Solomon helps write part of Proverbs. He writes the book of Song of Solomon, and he writes the book of Ecclesiastes. Everybody say Ecclesiastes. Yeah, that's a heavy word. All right. And so, but we're getting ready to jump into the scripture, so be with me. Focus. Here we go. So here's the thing. In the book of Ecclesiastes, what we find is that Solomon, this guy by the name of Solomon, he's going throughout and he's trying to figure out what is the purpose of life. What is the point of this life on this earth? And what he ends up finding out is that everything that you're trying to fill your heart with, every person, every possession, everything outside of God of the universe that you're trying to fill your tank up with, your life up with, it is meaningless underneath the sun. It is absolutely meaningless. And so we're going to pick up in the scriptures in Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and I want you guys to really lean into this idea because Solomon starts looking at the relationships around us. And what we find in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, the very first couple of verses, is that he starts going throughout and just like kind of like our government, like if we're going to be completely honest, like he says, man, some of the laws were good, some of the courts were good, but at the end of the day, guess what? There was a lot of corruption in the government. And so I want to move on to the working class. I want to move on to individuals out in the community. So he moves out into the community, and guess what? We find in chapter 4 that he sees a guy who's out there and he's working hard. He's out there working hard, but guess what? He's missing something. Because the only reason that he is working hard, the only reason that he's out there working hard is to really buy all these possessions to level up on his friend next door. All he wants to do, all this guy is out there working for is to get the next best thing, the next greatest thing. And Solomon says that's meaningless. Then he looks out there and he says, hey, there's a guy out here and he's working, but guess what? This dude's a lazy bum. This dude's a lazy bum, and guess what? That's completely meaningless. He has nothing to lean into. He has nothing to hold on to. And so we pick up in the scriptures here this evening. Ecclesiastes, it'll be on the screen. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verses 7. Here we go. Follow along. Again, I saw vanity under the sun. One person who has no other. neither son or brother, yet there is no end to all of his toil or all of his work or all of his production. There is no end to all of this. And his eyes are never satisfied with riches. So he never asks, for whom am I toiling, or who am I working and depriving myself of pleasure? This also is vanity and unhappy business. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their work. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. Again, if two lie together, they keep warm. But how can you keep warm alone? I need you guys to understand something really important as we begin to jump into this idea of the friendships, the relationships that you have in your life. Here's why. It's because I believe that some of you need to leave this place tonight and listen to the scriptures of God's holy truth. And there's people that you're surrounding yourself with that need to move from a circle of influence to a circle of simply prayer for. A circle of how you can impact. Because you have people that that are influencing your life that literally, that Solomon's saying they're meaningless. They're meaningless. That I need you to understand that as Solomon's writing this, he's saying that two are better than one because a friend can help you. I don't care if you're in 6th grade. I don't care if you're in 8th grade, 10th grade, 12th grade in this room. All of us desire to have a friend that helps us. And some of you have friends that are only hurting you. Some of you have friends that are not the ones that you want to be walking beside. Some of you are trying to just find acceptance, that what's happening is you're getting that acceptance without love. That some of you are walking throughout, and it's Solomon saying is that, man, you're doing all this work to gain all this acceptance, you're doing all this, but guess what? Is that you have no one to walk down the road beside, and so when you fall, there's no one there to pick you up. To give you kind of like a visual illustration of this, I want you to understand kind of Middle East. Think about tons and tons of land. Think about the hills, the mountains. Think about the rocks in the middle. And so even experienced travelers would go throughout, and what would happen is they would end up injured if they traveled by themselves because they'd be walking days and days and days in the middle of the wilderness. They'd trip on a rock, fall into a hole. And guess what? If they were there by themselves, if there was no one there to help them up. My question to you tonight is, who is it in your circle of influence? Who is it that is in that friend circle for you that is helping pick you up? Because guys, let me tell you, you may fall physically, but at the end of the day, here's what I know is even more important. Someone to help lift us up when we fall emotionally. I know that there's some of us in this room that we have struggled over the last year with this idea of belonging, that we have spent moments of isolation, that we struggle with anxiety, that we struggle with depression, that we struggle with this idea of just truly just being lonely. There's some of us in this room on the other end of that we just want to be the center of attention. We want everything to be about us. But at the end of the day, when you go home and you lay your head on the pillow at night, what ends up happening for you is that you still feel empty. Why? It's because when you look at those circles around you, those influences around you, all they are is leaving you deadbeat on the ground. Students, who is in your sphere of influence that is picking you up? The other thing is Solomon says, hey, look, all you can do is if you're by yourself is grab a couple more blankets to keep yourself warm. Psychologist tells us this idea of this warm feelings that brings joy, that brings energy, that brings excitement, that brings purpose in our life. That's what happens when we're around loving and caring people. That's what happens when we're around other people that makes life better. Students, who do you have in your circle right now that's really making your life better instead of making it worse? I would even say, who are those in your circle of influence right now? Who are those people that you call friends that maybe aren't even making your life worse? But guess what? They're just kind of going steady right here. They're not helping make you better. You see, a friend is someone that chooses to love you for who you are, but loves you enough to also make you better. And that's exactly what Solomon is saying. And in the book, and continuing on in the final verse, he says, and though a man, in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, he goes, and though a man might prevail against one who is alone, two will stand together. And a threefold cord is not quickly broken. So it's not only can a friend help you, can they not only stand with you, but guess what? Man, they just make life better. They just make us better. They help us stand when we fall. They're beside you through thick and thin. Think about it with this idea of tug of war, that if, quite frankly, if I were to go to my friend Lucas right here and I just say, hey, Lucas, can you pull this? Like, I'm serious, like, pull it. Like, okay, I can't do it, but Brindley, can you help me? Pull. All right? Can you stand with me? What's your name, girl? Claire. All right, grab with me. Come on. Come on. Oh. But guess what? By myself, I can't necessarily handle it. But I start adding 2. I start adding 3. Solomon says a threefold cord is not easily broken. Students, that you in this journey called life, that you've got to have somebody that's willing to walk beside you through thick and thin. We all need people in our corner. We all need people fighting for us. We all need people that are going to call us out when we mess up, that's going to make us better on the day-to-day, that's going to have fun with us, that's going to laugh with us. But at the end of it all, you got to understand that there may be friendships that are happening in your life. They may even be here with you tonight, that you just need to end it. You need to begin to phase them out. You need to understand that, again, that God's desire is not for you to live life alone. God's desire is not for you to live life alone. And so he wants those relationships, but some of you just have counterfeit relationships. All they're doing is decreasing your value. And God says, I have something far greater and far better for you in this world, in this life. Solomon, the same guy who wrote the book of Ecclesiastes, wrote this in Proverbs chapter 18. He goes, a man of many companions may come to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. What if we had friends like that? What if you had a friend like that? What if you had a friend that, in all honesty, that, man, they're sticking closer than a brother? Instead of just talking to you in the middle of service, instead of just whispering to you in your ear, what if you have a friend that says, hey, guess what? Like, let's listen because the God of the universe wants to speak to me. You've got to begin to understand that when it comes to you as a 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grader, that there's more to life than living it in isolation. But there's so much to life when it comes to living it in healthy friendships. And so I ask this question tonight, as we talk about this over the next couple of weeks. Who are your friends? Who are your friends? Students, I want you to know this, with every eye right up here, that I want you to know this, that this is a place that we're glad you are a part of. This is a place as you desire for acceptance as every single one of us, that I want you to know that this is a place that you will find it. But it'll be in the right group, in the right fit. It will be with people who want to love you and make you better. Tonight, the choice is yours. Do you want to be better? Tonight, the choice is yours. Do you want to continue to be surrounded in an influence that just breaks you down? Or is tonight the night that you're going to say, you know what? I'm going to choose better. I'm going to choose to be a better friend. And at the end of it, I'm going to choose a better friend. Let's pray together. Dear Heavenly Father, God, I thank you so much. Man, as we open this idea of friendships, of relationships, God, we just understand that, God, you don't want us to go through life just meaningless. That you have a desire, you have a purpose for us. And God, I ask this over our students that are in this room, God. For whatever reason that they may have come here tonight, God, I pray that they would leave with this piercing and this idea of you just asking them, are you where you want to be? Jesus, that you want a personal relationship with them. And at the same time, Jesus, that you want them to have God-fearing, loving friendships, healthy relationships for ones that are people that are going to stand with them, that are going to build them up, that are going to help them, that are going to make them better and make them the young men and women that you've called them to be. God, would they not miss it, that they were not created to live life alone? God, would they not miss it, that it's to increase the value is to get the real deal, not the counterfeit? God, so we pray over these relationships and these friendships. Jesus, we love you. In your name I pray. Amen. Let's stand and worship together.
Can't go back to the beginning. Can't control what tomorrow will bring. But I know here in the middle is the place where you promised to be. I'm not enough unless you come. Will you need me again? You're all I want, 'cause all I want is all you are. Will you need me again? We lift this up together. 'Cause as I walk now through the valley, let your love rise above every fear. Like the sun shaping the shadows. In my weakness, your glory appears. Oh, I'm not enough unless you come.